Welcome to Diverse Orange, our conversations about diversity here in Central Florida. My guest today is Christian Salem. Welcome, Christian.
Hey Terry, good. Thank you for having me.
You bet. Well, Christian, let's start with were you born in Florida?
Yes, yes. I was born here in Orlando, Florida.
But you have parentage from other places?
Yeah, so my father is Lebanese, of Lebanese descent, and then my mother is Filipino. So I'm a Lebanese Filipino mix.
And how did those heritages influence your growing up?
Big time. I was definitely raised more Filipino from my mom. I got all the traditions and values, definitely from my Filipino side. But I am familiar with, the Lebanese food, not as much as the culture. Um, I'm definitely declared more as a Filipino, but I'm so open to learning more about my Lebanese heritage.
And what do you think are prime values that you learned from your mother? You said of the Philippine values.
I would say, first and foremost, hard work. You got to work for everything that you want in life. Um, Family values. Family always comes first. And I would also just say being happy and being very friendly and open to all experiences and all different types of people. I think one thing Filipinos are really good at is assimilating in whatever position, whatever place that they're in. We thrive really well in different environments.
Did you have a big family?
Yes, my immediate family, no. There's only my brother and I, two boys, and then my mom and my dad. My mom's side of the family, I have 11 aunts and uncles, over 60 cousins. We have a really big family. My dad's side is very small, three cousins, two uncles, very straightforward.
So were you raised around a lot of your extended family? So was it a very Philippine environment growing up?
Unfortunately, so I was born here, and then I experienced my Filipino family. Every time I would visit the Philippines, they live over there. So from about 5 to 17, I was with my immediate family, my mom, my dad, my brother, most of my life. And then I moved over to the Philippines in Manila um, when I was 18. So I spent 5 years there, and for those 5 years, I really got acclimated and got to know my family on a more personal, deeper relationship.
So growing up in Orlando,
Yes.
um, did you how did you fit in with the rest of the community around you that was not Filipino?
Um, I feel like I fit in really well. I was just always myself. Um, Obviously, there's a difference if you talk to Filipinos from being Filipino American compared to, they call it Filipino talaga, like really Filipino, um, being from the Philippines. But I acclimated fine. I got along with all my peers, all my classmates growing up. I was friends in multiple different areas, and people in different sports, people in different parts of school, just really different people. But I got along just fine. I played many sports that has different demographics. From ice hockey, it's more catered to one demographic, and then all the way till basketball and football that's catered to another demographic. So I get along really well with people and really seamlessly.
That's great. And you are involved in sports still.
Yes, thankfully I have been. Not so much as playing anymore, but more on the coaching and the management side. It's been a lot of fun to grow and really see what it takes to bring a community together. And you really start looking at the future and building and planning for that.
And you're building a league of Filipino basketball players, is that correct?
So I'm continuing the basketball league of our local leagues here in Orlando currently. We have two leagues. So the first one is FBL, that stands for Filipino Basketball League of Orlando. That league has been around for 25 years. It opened in 1999 at UCF. And, by the grace of God, we've been able to continue our mission and continue that league. And PBL has been going on since, I believe, 2012. And that stands for Pinoy Basketball of Orlando. And it's running to this day. So I help out where I can with both of them.
And what is Pinoy?
Pinoy is just another name for being a Filipino. You can say I'm Filipino. You can say I'm Pinoy. It's just kind of another pet name to add. Filipinos are big on nicknames, so yeah.
So if there's 2 Filipino basketball leagues in Central Florida, that must mean there's a lot of Filipinos here.
Oh, there's so many Filipinos, more than people are aware of, more than Filipinos are aware of. And that's why I feel like my role in the community is I want to recognize that and bring everybody together in one central place. So the way things work in a lot of other communities here in the U.S., let's just say California and New York, for example, those 2 places are big hotspots for Filipinos. They have a very organized, a very central organization where Filipinos recognize and they can go to. Orlando, all of my titos and titas, that stands for aunts and uncles, the Tagalog term, they set the groundwork for us here in Orlando. And I feel like it's up to our generation, the younger generation, to continue that platform, but bring it to a level to where everyone can recognize and where to go to one central place for whether it's basketball leagues, whether it's tourists that come here to Florida, or, Filipinos end up moving here. So I think it's a need for our community, but also I think it can benefit a lot of other communities too. That we can collaborate, and I think it's good for everybody once you learn the diversity, what makes up a proper city.
What do you think is the need for Filipinos to stick together, to come together? Why?
We have a term in our tradition. It's called kapwa, and it basically, in short means neighbor or kindred. But it all goes back to helping your neighbor out, helping the community out, helping one another out. And if you look at our traditions and our roots, that's what we've always done. Since day one, the Philippines, was there on the islands, and I want to bring that to our community here and really teach the Filipino Americans and people in our community what that really means.
So is that helping one another if they're Filipino?
Helping everybody. I think we can learn a lot from other people from other cultures, and they can learn what we can teach them as well. So it's a good give or take. Build a good symbiotic relationship with other cultures, not just our own. It can really benefit everybody. It's just I think the example and I guess being Filipino as the vessel for us is the easiest way for me to get that message across of helping each other out, helping your community out, be a better place.
So are you looking for a physical place that people can come together?
Yeah, so in the long run, the ultimate goal is to have a cultural center. You can call it like a PCC, Philippine Cultural Center, where we can go to maybe one building. It can have a basketball gym for our basketball leagues. It can have an events place you can rent out. It could be a church. It can be whatever you need it to be. But one central place where people can go to, where we can, host community events, gather, even just have dinners and, share food, and not just with Filipinos, but for everybody, but have where, Filipinos we can really show our stuff, and we can really show our culture, share our culture.
Have you been to the PCC in Tampa?
When I was younger, I was there for a basketball tournament, so I forgot a lot about it. But I plan on visiting there soon again.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for your spirit of all for each other, which is Fusion Fest's theme, all for each other.
Mm-hmm.
For talking with me today.
Awesome. Thank you, Terry, for having me. It was a pleasure.
You bet. And thank you for watching this edition of Diverse Orange.